Tonight, we're taking a look at what's being done to curb the number of suicides associated with some of the tallest of Maine's bridges. After years of delays, Maine's Department of Transportation is currently installing suicide prevention barriers on the Penobscot Narrows Bridge just south of Bucksport. Almost immediately after it opened, nearly 2 decades ago now, that bridge became a magnet for people intent on ending their own lives. Well, just over 120 miles south on the border between Maine and New Hampshire are 2 more bridges that have seen an uptick in suicides. News Center Maine's Caroline LaCour has that story.
Close to the New Hampshire border, Kittery Police Lieutenant John Desjardins says it's not uncommon for his officers to respond to incidents along the bridges that connect Maine and New Hampshire. But these past few weeks have been especially difficult.
In the 9 years that I've been here, I haven't seen so many calls in a relatively short amount of time. However, we do respond up there routinely.
The community now mourning the lives of 3 people after they jumped off of the Piscataqua River Bridge and Sarah Mildred Long Bridge. All 3 deaths in just the past 2 weeks. Now the attention turns to suicide prevention.
We see it, unfortunately, being so close to the bridges. We are very much aware of when those situations happen.
In Portsmouth, Karen Romero helps to run the Seacoast Mental Health Center's mobile crisis unit, often working with local police when someone is having a mental health crisis on the bridges.
We do full mental health evaluations, and then we will help facilitate treatment.
Community outreach to prevent suicide is also a focus. The center has plans to install signs on the bridges this week to encourage people to get help. It's a step they've been advocating towards for quite some time.
The more time that we can put between people who are having those thoughts and them actually acting on those thoughts, the better.
Both Romero and Desjardins says this is the time to discuss installing physical barriers along the bridges.
We've had so many instances in the last couple of weeks. However, this problem is not a new problem.
Desjardins says when his officers respond to a person on one of the bridges, the person has often jumped before they arrive to offer help. That was the case for all 3 deaths in recent weeks, and he says barriers would buy precious time.
The fact that we're just talking about it now is a problem.
In Kittery, Caroline LaCour, News Center, Maine.
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, you're not alone. For help, you can call the Maine Crisis Line at 1-888-568-1112 or 711. There's also the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. All of these resources are available 24/7.